Hello everyone, I am sorry I cannot be with you today. I am currently attending a conference at National Taipei University. Attending a conference and submitting a full paper is part of one of the graduation requirements, so make sure you do it soon. So for today, I will be introducing you about employee development and career management, and for that I have worked with Richard, that I guess is standing right there right now. Okay, so I will start off the presentation and then Richard will keep on going once I'm done. Since I'm not here, he will be my eyes, my ears and my hands for today, so if you got any question, please ask him, okay? So we are going to introduce you chapter 9, which is employee development and career management. And in order to start off this chapter the right way, I wanted to give you guys an example of a case study. So this example focuses on Tyson. Tyson is an American company, a food company, and Tyson is very interesting because it puts the emphasis on managerial development of its employees. So you're going to ask me, okay, why do they do that? Well, it is because employee development is a key contributor to a company's competitive advantage. How? Because your employees of today are going to be the managers and leaders of tomorrow. So the sooner you help them develop and figure out what they want, the sooner you will have more qualified handiwork within your company. So Tyson helped develop employees with high leadership potential and develop them into leaders and managers. That's what we just saw. So they lead process improvement and cost effectiveness to sustain business profits. This is why it's very important for Tyson to help the employees develop. And leaders need to adjust the mindset to adapt to changing business needs. So being a leader is more than just becoming a leader. You need to sort of change your personality if your leadership is not that great. So that's why Tyson is pre-evaluating the potential candidates that could become the leaders of tomorrow. Okay, so for now, let me show you a small clip of what Tyson is. Richard, could you help me please? Could you just copy paste this link and show it to the class right there? Okay. So now I am going to assume you have all watched the clip. Oh, I would love the chicken nuggets right now. Okay. So here's how it worked for Tyson. Now in a company, you don't necessarily have the knowledge and skills to do what you want. So what do you do in that case? You call somebody for help. This is what Tyson have done. They have called SVI. SVI is a company that helps develop the mindset and skill set of employees at all levels of an organization. So what do? They take the employee from where they are and they help them just climb the ladder slowly. They help them develop and become better employees, to help them achieve the dreams they want. They put them on that path at least. So Tyson selected SVI to create a high potential leadership program that helps its talent. So that's what we saw. The talent. This is why you really should focus on the company. The talent. This is what you want to retain. This is what's going to be the hardest to retain. You need to make sure you create a safe work environment for them, and you give them some type of incentive to make them want to stay in your company. Because if you do not, what is going to happen? The talents are going to leave. They are going to go for a concurrent company, and you don't want that. You don't want your best talent to just leave your company and go somewhere else. because then they're going to be competing against you and they know everything about your company, and that would be bad. So how did SVI help Tyson? Well, they created a 2-year program called LINK, Leaders into Champions. That's right. They want to make leaders even better than leaders. They want to make them champions. How do they do that? 4 key points, very important. The first one is 360 evaluation. Don't worry if you don't know what that is yet, we're going to see it later. Then they have the advanced event. It's a 2 days assessment program, and basically on those 2 days they really focus on the patients and activities of the employees. So they are digging inside the employees to really make them come out with what they really want. They want them to express their feelings, right? They want them to clearly state what they want to become, what they want to achieve. Then they have team development activities. Oh, you need to be working in a team in the 21st century. You cannot work alone unless you want to do coding, for instance, but that's not our case. So teamwork is very, very important, and that's what they want to strengthen, because a good leader is someone who can emulate the people around him or her. It is very important to get the people around you on board with what you want to do, because you cannot achieve anything alone. And finally, they have the Lean Quest, which is a 2-day event to develop team strength. Once again, they focus on the team aspect. Remember, teamwork is very important. Okay, so now we are going to focus on development and training. First, let me tell you quickly what is development. You can see right here, it is the act of growing through experiences. There are many different types of experiences. You can develop yourself in many different ways. You can develop yourself through education, through jobs, through relationships. You can develop yourself every day. Right now you are developing yourself. You are taking this course. You are learning something. So development happens every day. But what happens in the workplace? Development in the workplace, what is it? It is to prepare for future jobs. Exactly. Why do you need to develop yourself in your job? Why do you need to do that now? It is because maybe, I don't know, you are working in the IT industry. It is a very new and innovative industry, but you don't know how to make something. You don't know how to, I don't know, code a new software that is going to be launched the next year. You know it's going to happen, but you don't know how to do it. So in order to prepare for it, you need to develop yourself first. How do you do that? You can take classes, you can attend seminars, you can do many things. We'll see later small option that you have. And it is important to enhance talents and retain them. We talked about that before. You want to retain your talent in your company. You are HR. This is what you are supposed to do. You are supposed to keep the company flowing. You are supposed to be the wheel of this machine, and you are supposed to have the best engine that you can. And how do you do that? By retaining your talent. Now let's focus on this one right here, this picture. I love it. I love it. It's just like life. It's a big mess of a lot of information, but you need to retain what you want from it. So what is training and development, and how does it happen? It can happen everywhere. It can happen in the workplace. It's about updates, what we talked about before, something new coming up, you want to catch up. It's about your career. Oh, how you develop. Do you want to be on the same job in 10 years, or do you want to climb up the ladder? Depends about the work need, exactly. And it's all about learning. learning is constant. Studying may be temporary, but learning is a lifelong process. Okay, now we are going to focus on careers. What is a career? It's a journey of constant evolution through work life and relationships. Or, applied to the workplace, it could simply be a succession of job promotion. Say you are working in a drugstore. Okay, you start off as a cashier, you're 27 years old, you've been unemployed for a long time, but now you really want to make a change with your life. You really want to commit to something. So you stay at this job. You cashier, you do it for 1 year, it's tiring, you do it for 2 years, it's very tiring, 3 years, but you keep on pushing, you don't give up. What happens next? Your boss calls you in his office. It's like, hey, Romain, I couldn't help but notice that you put a lot of hard work every day. So I want to reward you. I want you to become manager of a team. I want you to supervise, say, on those days, or I want you to supervise this area. See, you get some type of promotion because you didn't give up, because you stayed in this job. So this is what can happen. You can start from cashier to owning a place. This is life. You don't know, but you need to keep on trying. Now, this is something that I personally really like. It is not fit for everyone, I guess, but a protein career is a process in which the person and not the organization is managing. What does it tell us? That we ourselves decide to take control of our lives. And this is very important. We only live one life. How do you want to live it? Do you want to have the control of it or not? As I said before, it's not for everyone. I personally love it. I think protein career is the way to go. And then careers are not all measured by promotion or what you achieve. Careers can also be dependent on psychological success. This is a very important characteristic. We can observe more and more nowadays that people would rather spend time with their family rather than working from morning to night. Again, this is not for everyone. Some people love their work, they are very high achievers, and they want to devote all their life to their company. It can also be dependent on the culture. See, like in Asia, it's a very intense culture when it comes to work. So people will tend maybe to work more than in the West. Say, like for instance, we've got that law in France that says that you are not supposed to work more than 35 hours per week. 35 hours. If I say that in Japan or here in Taiwan, people look at me with very big eyes. Only 35 hours do you work at home? But it is very different. So psychological success is also something that should be considered. Okay, today's careers are boundaryless and often change. What does it mean? It means that we feel less this sense of belonging to a certain place. We feel like in order to move up the ladder, as we say, in order to develop ourselves, we do not have to stay in the same company. We can change. We can move to a different place. So this is very boundaryless. We live in a world that is more interconnected than ever. We can go everywhere with planes, and technology can take us everywhere too. So a boundaryless career is definitely the right fit for the 21st century. The world is ever changing. People have different expectations. See, we talked about that just a little bit before. Some people are very career driven, meaning they want to achieve big things during their career, they want to get the big promotion, they want to be the top CEO. But on the other side, you've got other people who just want to spend some time with their family. See, there's been a study in the US. 60% of people, it's huge, it's 6 workers out of 10 value time and flexibility more than anything. We are HR. What do we get from that? We get the importance of self-benefits. If people feel like the company is giving them the flexibility they need, if they are feeling a sense of personal satisfaction because they can be with your family and work on that same day, then maybe like the sense of commitment to the company will be even greater. So as HR, it is very important for us to pay close attention to that. Okay, now this is going to be a bit tricky because there's a table, the pay close attention. I'm going to explain everything. We are going to go through all the characteristics, and we're going to go from top to bottom and focusing on the employee responsibility and company responsibility each time. I'm going to explain a little bit. No, it's not too complicated. I hope you are still all with me. I am not here to check. I hope Richard is doing a good job checking on you guys. Okay, so the first part of developing of a development planning system is the self-assessment. It is very important. If you want to achieve something, you need to know where you are coming from. You always need to know where you're coming from. How do you do that? If you are an employee, you need to identify opportunities and needs to improve. And from the company perspective, you need to provide assessment information to identify strengths, weaknesses, interests, and values. So, like more concrete terms, what does it mean? You could give your employees some type of test. We're going to talk about it later. There is a test called the Myers-Briggs exam, and it helps employees evaluate their personality. They can assess their personality and they can identify the needs